Welcome back to O Sports Radio with Gio, AJ, and Matt.
Hello, everyone.
We finally have AJ back.
Yeah, I just take these weird hiatuses. It's okay, though.
AJ's like that one YouTuber that kind of disappears.
Well, that was the wrong mic.
That was the...
That was the wrong mic.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
right.
mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yay!
No. 1, 2.
All right, you gotta figure it
Yeah.
out. It's been a minute.
It's okay. All right. It wasn't even me.
I know, it wasn't.
This is
Alright.
what happens when people who don't use the soundboard reach over and put their fingers on my soundboard. This is my soundboard. Guess what? Your mic's off, so no one can hear you.
All right, AJ. what's
All right.
up, bro?
There
Wanna
have
talk
been
about some
exciting
lacrosse
things
Lacrosse.
happening in the lacrosse world. First of all, Ossining varsity lacrosse beat White Plains. It was
Nice,
glorious.
nice.
So yeah, we have a 9 a.m. game on Saturday in Putnam Valley. I am not excited for that. However, well, I'm not excited for the hour, but I'm excited
Yeah.
for game day always.
How's Putnam team?
No,
Good,
everyone's
bad,
always-
mid.
I don't know. They're typically a solid team.
Okay, so it's gonna, is this gonna be a dogfight?
It's gonna be a dogfight. I love it when it's a dogfight. It's my favorite. All right. In the higher levels where we all aspire to go,
We don't play
well,
lacrosse.
I mean professional levels.
Well, you play lacrosse. we
College, Division 1. You know Division 1. So the season, the regular season has ended. The divisional championships have ended. We have our top teams and our playoff bracket. We can pull that up.
I got this. If you
It is definitely less controversial than last year because last year's was they forgot a few people.
Damn.
Definitely. All right, so let's see. All right, do we have it? We do. All right, so Duke is in the number 1 seed, right? That's no surprise.
Playoffs.
Yeah,
Hey.
Duke is insane at lacrosse this year.
Unlike football.
Most of these teams are not great football
Football teams.
programs. It's different. A lot of D1, like Alabama, does not have a lacrosse program.
Yeah. Well, they're
Or they do, but it's like MCLA. It's not even any of the divisions.
Who?
MCLA, men's college lacrosse.
What is that? Is that just like?
It's like there's D1, 2, 3, MCLA.
So like that's like.
It's like club lacrosse.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still something.
Yeah.
Something.
They will play the winner of the Delaware Marist game. I'm going for Marist because Marist is close.
I just want Delaware to win, just so I could.
Delaware was last year. They beat Georgetown.
I just want to go
which
against
was
AJ. I'm be
awesome.
honest. If-
You just want to go against me? All right.
Yeah.
Cornell is going to play Michigan. I think Cornell's going to win because Cornell's stupid.
Hey.
Stupid good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michigan pulled a nice upset over Maryland to win the Big Ten. Big Ten.
That's crazy.
That
Big
sounds
Ten.
right. That sounds right.
Championship. So that's why they have a home game. Actually, they don't have a home game. But that's why they won. That's their AQ, their automatic qualifier. I think Cornell's still going to wipe the floor with them. Penn State plays Princeton. That's going to be a really good game, I think. I think that's going to be neat because Penn State is good at pulling upsets. That was me.
Can we stop muting AJ?
Yeah. all right. Let's
You
Like,
guys are
let's
terrible.
Like, okay, we mute 2. The 1, 3, and 4 are taken. Is that for the Powerpuff?
Oh yeah, Powder Puff.
All right, so real
I don't have a
quick-
jersey. I wasn't here.
Yeah. Me and AJ are.
I wasn't here. I'm just gonna wear like an awesome
Austin
tank
I
or
don't-
something.
No, bro. If you
Well,
were-
yeah, but like
honestly-
I wasn't here when the order form was like.
AJ, you
due.
know,
I was in Houston. I was in Houston.
AJ, I don't know if you know, but by wearing an Austin, you're just rooting for both teams. And
Exactly. I'm rooting for offense.
I'm rooting for not having to go to classes that day. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
true.
me?
I can't believe that you'd root for both teams rather than just your junior.
Obviously,
grade.
I'm gonna root for the juniors, but I
Yeah.
don't have a
But
penny.
smoke them seniors.
AJ, we're doing commentary, right?
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you'll hear these
you'll
lovely
hear-
voices on the radio
I don't know about
commentating.
that, but,
No, on the PA system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving further on into the bracket, Maryland with the number 4 seed will be playing Army. Army
Nice.
won the Patriot League championship over Lehigh, Lehigh Loyola, and they actually they have a better record than Maryland.
Really?
But they're ranked lower because Maryland's good.
yeah.
Maryland is a beatable team this year. I am obviously going for Army to go all the way. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm happy to see
Hey, I
them.
don't know.
boy can
You'll
dream.
be surprised.
Notre Dame plays Utah. Notre Dame's gonna win that. Utah's cool for the first time in their program history. Yeah, they made the playoffs first time. Cool to see. Notre Dame is going to wipe the floor with them.
You
I'm
think so?
sorry,
Mhm.
it's just gonna happen. Notre Dame is ranked third in the country.
Dang.
Johns Hopkins plays Bryant. Johns Hopkins should wipe that up. Hopkins made a comeback. Excuse me. Hopkins made a comeback. They were kind of not relevant for a few years, but they have made their return, and it's cool to see. Georgetown plays Yale. I like Yale. My cousin plays at Yale. I've met the coaches at Yale. My club coach coaches at Yale. I love Yale. It's a great school. Their lacrosse this year has not been the greatest.
It's your cousin's fault.
They're good. They're good. They're definitely good. They're in the tournament, but they are not to the caliber that they were years prior, like last year. They played Georgetown. That could go many different ways because Yale is very coin tossy this year. So they could either put up a dogfight or lay down and die. So it'll be interesting to see. Virginia plays Richmond. Richmond has the coolest uniforms in college lacrosse.
Oh yeah, search it up. Keep talking.
Coolest uniforms. But
Oh, who'd you say again?
Richmond.
Richmond.
They're the Richmond Spiders. It's so awesome. They have like chrome red helmet. Oh, it's so sick. You gotta get with the chrome red.
This one.
Look how tough those helmets
Yeah,
are.
that's sick.
They're awesome.
Okay.
Those are tough. Duke has some neat uniforms. These uniforms, you guys don't appreciate how sick lacrosse uniforms look. Like Maryland's blackout helmets last year were incredible.
Fire, yeah.
Incredible. Johns Hopkins had some blackout helmets last year. They were cool.
Didn't UMass have blackout helmets this year?
I don't know. I didn't check that. Check that. Let's see. We're looking.
No, they had black helmets, but that's it.
UMass is neat. I like their program. I don't like their helmets that they use though. They're really
Because
cool.
Drip King.
Drip King, drip too hard, don't stand too close.
Notre Dame is neat. They had like chrome. They always do chrome. They had chrome gold and they did chrome green.
That's fire.
Duke always has some nice ones. But yeah, I think Virginia's gonna beat Richmond because it's Virginia. They have Connor Schellenberger, Truett Sunderland, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, all people we know.
Yep. Definitely. I love getting on here and just talking.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea what any of this means.
This whole audio is just AJ
Yeah.
with the few like little yeah.
I'll talk about
Right
lacrosse
now.
forever. All right. That's the opening of the playoffs for D1. That starts I just had it. Hold on. I hate Chromebooks. That starts May 13th, so
Mhm,
this weekend.
So tune into that.
Actually, Delaware Maris plays today.
Really?
Oh, wait, when? Oh, it's at 7? I can watch that. I'm going to watch that. I will
This sounds
report.
like the way he says it to me just sound like one of those fiends like you hear on the street. Hey, you got $1? Yeah, you got $1.
Yeah, I got
Like he just perked up so fast.
It's tonight. I'm going to watch it. I will report back next week.
No, wait,
Uh,
wait, no. It's like when you sound like when you have a kid and you're like, no kid, and they're finally like, you're like, yeah, they're like, ooh, candy.
What?
What is happening over here? Is there like... Are we good?
Bro,
Do you
what
need me
is
to call someone? What's happening?
What is it happening?
That was lacrosse. That was just
No.
those two.
That was college lacrosse.
Oh yeah,
Word.
you're right.
The
You're right.
PLL draft was last night, and boy, was there a lot to unpack
Wait,
there.
wait. So the draft happens before the players are out of college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense, but okay.
Well, because the season's late, and the PLL season starts in the summer,
Oh, okay.
so it has to be like quick.
Okay, makes
Last
sense.
year's draft was awesome. You had an incredible draft class: Chris Gray, Logan Wisnauskas, Brendan Nickturn out of Army. Actually, these guys were insane. So a lot of offense last year. This year, the defense
Yeah. First 3 picks
has
were defense.
rocked the entire first round. You had 4 defensive picks in the first round. Insane. Gavin Adler from Cornell, probably the best lockdown defender in college right now. He's insane. He's like 5'8", 180 pounds, an actual animal. Animal. He went up against Sam Handley from Penn last weekend. Erased him.
Really?
Erased him. He had 3 points. And from Sam Handley is 6'5", 250 pounds.
Dang.
Or 230 or something.
He's heavy.
He's an NFL linebacker size, and he's playing lacrosse. He's huge.
That's
Well,
terrifying.
There was one time where he just shot over Gavin Adler, like he was like broken down and
Yeah.
like driving him, and he just shot over him, which is like, what can you do? But other than that, Gavin Adler kind of shut him down. So actual insane defensive player going to the Atlas in the first pick. NFL news.
news.
Yeah, breaking
NFL
real
news.
quick.
Breaking news.
Giants play the Eagles.
Giants play the Eagles on Christmas.
Day.
That's the best Christmas present ever.
Unless we lose.
Deck the
Well,
hall with
yeah.
dead birds.
Deck the
Let's
halls
go.
with
Georgia
fallen
Bulldogs.
Eagles. La 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 la.
The
Philadelphia
Georgia Bull Eagles.
Hey.
We didn't even cover the draft, did we?
No,
No,
we didn't.
no.
But
Well,
We're covering this draft.
yeah, exactly.
No, so that'll be fun. So yeah, Gavin Adler first to Atlas. The Redwoods second overall take Owen Grant out of Delaware. That man has so many goals as a defenseman. It's stupid.
Really?
It's stupid. So pull goals are gonna skyrocket in the PLL, and he's playing with JT Giles Harris.
who?
Is he?
You gotta explain
You
this.
just-
Is he on the Redwoods still? He
I
might
think-
be on the Cannons.
I think you just forgot that you don't.
I
watch
didn't
lacrosse.
even.
Like we're just here.
Send me you that Christmas game. That's gonna
Yeah.
be fire.
Yeah, like I'm just here so I
Yeah,
don't get
listen.
fined.
Yeah. So while AJ looks that up, bro.
Where-
The Eagles are looking scary.
No,
The Eagles are looking
They
terrifying.
Honestly,
re-signed
I think the-
everybody. They
I think the
got
Eagles are taking a
everybody
step
they
back.
wanted to.
I think they're taking a step back.
Oh, he's on the Crow.
How?
Like, no, they're still gonna make playoffs, but like
Oh my god.
they don't win the division because like we haven't had a
They win
repeat.
the division.
We don't.
know
The
that.
East is the one division
Bro,
that
they
doesn't have.
got to.
Bro, watch the Cowboys somehow win it.
You're funny.
I hate the Cowboys.
I hate
All
the
right.
Cowboys, but we
alright.
haven't had a repeat.
Owen
winner.
Grant at the Redwoods. They don't have JT Giles Harris. I don't know who I'm talking about. They have Miles Jones. Miles Jones is gross. He's like a great short stick committee who plays two-way. He's great. That'll be interesting to see how he fits there. Third pick, the Atlas traded the Cannons for the first pick. I don't know why the Cannons would do that, but that's fine. Brett Makar. That's gonna be insane. The Atlas defense has been stupid.
Really?
Stupid. So the Atlas offense last year, they had an incredible draft class, and they have some stupid players on that team. They
Last
have
year they get draft class, dude. They had the 1
last
and 3 pick. In
well
this.
last year they had they drafted Chris Gray.
Dude, they have a
who-
lot of early round picks.
I don't know how much you guys don't know like most lacrosse, but are you familiar with the name Lyle Thompson?
Not even a little bit.
Okay, so you people are just uncultured.
Yup.
Lyle Thompson
Definitely.
is like seen as the greatest lacrosse player of a generation, like
okay.
behind Paul Rabel. Like he's insane. He had the all-time point number in college forever. It was like 400.
That's crazy.
It was 400.
That's a lot.
Chris Gray broke that at UNC last year, and they got drafted to the Atlas. And the Atlas now have Chris Gray, Jeff Teat, who's just gross. He's like one of those Canadian guys who's just like insane. And so they have a stacked offense. They have, oh God, what's his name? Trevor Baptiste at faceoff. He's like the greatest faceoff guy in the league. And now they have Brett Makar and Gavin Adler at defense. So I want to see the Atlas make a very deep playoff run this year. We are just about out of time for the first half. We will catch you guys after the break. After halftime, we'll see you. Welcome back to O Sports on O Radio. It is after halftime, joined again by Geomat and myself, AJ.
All right,
Well-
so we got a thing going on.
I have
So,
been surprised today.
He has been. So,
Apparently,
in the
I am
past-
being
in the
interviewed.
past, we've interviewed Charlotte, who has been on the
Flag football
Flag football team.
We
Yep.
have interviewed
And
Adrian, who's been on the hockey team, soccer, and lacrosse.
yeah,
Lacrosse
and
team.
lacrosse.
All right.
But
Now-
now, switching it up,
For our very own. AJ.
In the middle of the season. Let's go.
In the middle of the season.
Actually,
exactly.
towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
I mean-
you just had your last home game recently. Right?
Yep, we've got 2 games and then playoffs.
What's
We actually made playoffs.
Is it a lock? Is it a lock?
It's
that you're in
if we win one more game, it's a lock. But as it stands right now, we're in.
Okay.
Okay, so hey, it could be worse. They're in. They're in.
If we win one of the next 2 games, we're good.
Okay.
Like locked. We're as it stands right now, we're in.
Okay,
If the teams that we lost to suddenly lose every game ever, then we're probably not. But if we lose the next 2 games and those teams are like good, then we'll be fine.
Okay.
It's weird how the playoffs work,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
about like how good the teams that you beat and how bad the teams that you lose to. It's the whole thing.
All right. Well, speaking of games and teams and stuff, I'm gonna start the first question. What's your favorite game this season?
My favorite game of the
Yeah,
season.
you gotta have one.
Oh man.
Bless you.
That was not a sneeze.
I don't know what that was.
My favorite
game of the season.
Favorite game of the season. Oh man. There have been a lot of like close ones. I think the North Salem game,
Okay, why?
I think, was my favorite game. We won. It wasn't our best showing athletically. It was a very low score. It was 3-2, and we definitely could have played more. But I think the way, like, I had been in a robotics competition that entire day
Yeah.
and the day previous, and I came back. I left the competition in Albany early to come down and play. It was a night game, so it was on the upper field, which are the best, and it was just awesome. Like, the energy was there. It was raining a bit because always on the upper field
Yeah.
it rains.
for you guys.
Yeah, every single time. I don't know. I just like the game. I like the game, and I think the best atmosphere would be Croton, even though we kind of gave that one up.
yeah.
There have been a lot of games like that this season, but I think the atmosphere of Croton was nice. We were all really hyped. It didn't pan out in the end, but good team effort.
How'd your team deal with losing? Because every team deals with it a little bit differently.
It was rough. So we started out 4-1 this season,
Yeah.
and then we went losing streak for a while. Like, we lost 8 games
Damn.
Really?
straight. We beat White Plains on Monday, and
Do you think that affected you?
that broke it. But I think
Wow.
yeah, it
8
was
games straight.
it was bad. Well, we
Wait.
have like 2 or 3 games a week.
Well, yeah, but that's still 8
Yeah,
games.
no,
That's a lot.
I think what ended up happening was the first half we came out strong. We were winning. We would win. We blew an 8-4 lead at one point.
Oh wow.
But like in the third quarter,
You're like the Falcons.
I am not Matt Ryan. Don't call me that. In the
Matt,
third
we've seen it, Ryan.
in the third quarter, and this is what one of our coaches always says: the first few minutes of the third quarter are the most important minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Because if you're winning and you go on, and you have the momentum and you start off strong and you score, then you have a very, very easy chance to put the game away early in the second half. If you're losing and you get off to a good start, now you have chances of comeback. And we could not get going in the third quarter. So there was a lot of frustration going on
On
for
the
the
sideline?
for the 2 weeks. For the 2 weeks
Oh.
during that whole like losing spell. And I think our energy just kind of crashed. And then we had the last Saturday we had a game we lost. And none of our losses had been horrible. Like, we weren't getting killed.
Yeah.
We were winning or we were tied or we were losing by like 2.
It's not bad.
And then they would pull away or they'd come back and they'd win by 1, 2, like stupid stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's
Right.
a hard time to be a lacrosse player, right? Because it's like all those finals and stuff. And
Yeah,
summer
it's
projects
this
and
is
whatnot.
definitely, I would argue that fall for different reasons and
Yeah.
spring sports are the most stressful
Yeah.
because fall, if you're a freshman, if you're like a junior or senior, I don't think it's that bad
Yeah.
because you're
It's the
you're
adjusting
you're
to-
starting the
yeah.
school year, but you've been here before. Like, you've
yeah.
played, but junior year in the spring during a sport. Are you kidding
It's
me?
hard.
Finals, APs,
APs, regents.
you know,
All of
you
it.
got your college search, like
Yeah.
everything. Everything is now. So it's a lot. SATs, like everything. So I think just everyone was just very like shocked at it. And there was just like a decline of energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we picked it back up on Monday, and we're gonna try and win out the rest of the season and see what we can do in playoffs, because we can do it. There's a path through the playoffs that is very, very winnable if we play the way we should play, the way that we can play.
Yeah.
So if we just put away the rest of the season, I think we're in a good spot.
So I'm not gonna ask if you think you're gonna win, because
Obviously.
no one wants to know that answer.
No one's
if
gonna
it's a
say
yes
no.
or no, right? Exactly.
I don't think any athlete's gonna
What's
say
the
no.
best team that's gonna be in your playoff?
Well, we don't know yet. The brackets aren't set.
Yeah, but what's the
But,
best
like-
team that you've gone up against that you know is just they're gonna
that
go
I've
far?
ever played, like in all 3 years of lacrosse.
This year that
This
that you
year?
know is gonna go far.
This year, Arlington.
Dude, they're so good.
They're good.
Arlington.
They're
They're
good
just
at
a
a
good
lot.
team.
They're good at, like,
Arlington is a big
lot,
big
yeah.
competitor. They're huge.
dude, they train Marine soldiers for athletes.
Yeah,
You know, one
they're-
of their football players is going D1 with like 17 offers.
Really?
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
What position?
Lineman.
Dang.
Yeah, they're athletic. They're a very athletic school.
Yeah.
So we played them. We took an early loss to them. Again, we were hanging with them. We were actually beating them going into the second half, and then we just kind of like laid down and died in the third. I wasn't there for that game, but,
See, but at
same
least you
symptoms.
know you can be with the best of the best.
Like,
right?
yeah.
We can hang with them. We lost really bad. Not really bad. We lost to Byram Hills.
Mhm.
Pleasantville is 19th in the country right now. They're first in the state.
Wait,
Pleasantville. Yes. Pleasantville lacrosse right now is like first in the state.
what do they play? Like, do they play a national schedule or do they just play like?
They play a national schedule. Pleasantville is first in the state.
we
Yeah.
can go on like.
They're beating teams from Connecticut. They're beating teams from Massachusetts, Long Island. Like they're playing these teams, and they're winning. Yeah,
We can look this up.
Pleasantville's phenomenal right now. Byram Hills was the best lacrosse they ever played was against us.
Mhm.
Like that game was like lightning in a bottle for them. Like they have not been able to replicate that
Yeah.
before or after. And when they played Pleasantville, they were beating Pleasantville at one point. So that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
If at their best we were still competing with them, and at their mediocre they were beating Pleasantville at some point. Like,
You're there.
yeah.
You're there.
So it's the best team. Arlington is probably the one that we're gonna see in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because of the classes and
It's a
whatnot. But
2-round elimination or whatever it is.
I think so.
All right, so you guys should be all right.
I have only been to the playoffs one time. It was freshman year. We played RCK and we lost.
Ooh.
So my playoff experience in this has not been.
All right, that kind of leads me into the next question I want to ask you. I want to ask you, what's like your sob story of lacrosse?
My sob story
Like,
of
what's
lacrosse.
like the worst thing that's happened to you, or like your least favorite memory about lacrosse?
Hold on, our studio has been invaded.
They just.
Mattis loves that. Mattis loves when I just crack
mean-
people on the side. He wants videos too. Look at him. He's mad in his head. He's walking around.
You should have seen me when I was playing football. That's the whole point of it. It's a contact sport. Make
Gunge.
contact.
Left bench.
All right, so AJ.
Sob story, lacrosse sob story.
Yeah, that heartbreak moment.
Pleasantville is not ranked in the top 25 for lacrosse, AJ.
They're
I'm looking at it right now.
where?
They're not in the top 20.
19th.
Well, they're not anymore.
For what?
Lacrosse
In where?
on Max Preps, like
Like
overall rating.
oh, like all overall.
yeah, they're not in the top.
Are they 19th in the state?
They must be 19th in the state because if they're 19th, because
Look them up specifically.
it doesn't tell you like specifically.
Really? You
Yeah.
can do a search.
I did, and it didn't say anything.
We'll bring it back to you
Whatever.
after we find this information.
Sob
All right, there
story.
you go.
I don't know. I never like freshman year. Freshman year was COVID year.
Yeah.
We didn't have a JV team, so I just kind of like rode the
Started ours.
bench.
Oh, okay.
as varsity, I mean, it's
12th in New York.
12th in New York.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's better than 19th. They're good. They're good.
We have a kid casually dying in the studio.
Yeah. What's the list for that?
First is St. Anthony's
Makes
in
sense.
Melville.
Yeah.
Manhasset at number 2. Victor in number 3.
Victor's good. Victor's really good.
Archbishop Stepanak at 4.
oh, come on.
Chaminade,
Chaminade.
Manola at 5.
Chattanooga's in there. Baldwin's in there.
Niskayuna.
Oh, McQuaid Jesuit. They're good.
All
What
right,
do you-
picking it back up. AJ said he doesn't really have a sob story, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been like any heartbreak loss. Like it's been
Fortunately.
there have been rough losses, but it's not been like senior night. We lost senior night, but it hasn't been like
Okay, no. The refs lost you senior night.
that's true. That's true. But at the same time, we shouldn't be in a position where the refs can decide the game. We should put it away.
Yeah,
That's a great mentality to have.
you got a hero story? Like
A
AJ
hero
saved the day?
I mean, I got the final takeaway against Dobbs.
Is that like the highlight of your career?
No, the highlight. I don't know. Like highlight of my career. I don't think I haven't like scored a game-winning goal or anything like that. But like I think being able to just like make sure my guy doesn't get points is my job, and if I can do that effectively, then
See, I like that way of thinking. Like,
if the
That's a
guy
good way
that
of
I'm
thinking.
guarding gets nothing or gets an assist, I'm happy with that.
yeah,
Right? Like if we can keep that, like White Plains, my guy had 1 assist. That's his stat line for
yeah.
that game. 1 assist. Maybe a ground ball.
that's pretty good.
Like so if that's what if I can do that consistently every game, then that takes an offensive player out of their offense.
Yeah.
Right? So there we go. Right, so I don't think it's like any shocking game winners. I mean, it's not like we were coming down or we were coming back from a loss and or like scored a game-winning point. Vinny had that last year over at senior night. That was great.
Oh, it wasn't like a half, like a
It was
like a
it was from like the 30, and he just launched it towards the net in OT, which is game like scored,
Yeah.
and it somehow went in.
and it went in, and it was phenomenal. So there's that. I don't think I've had any moment like that, but I guess against Dobbs, they could tie it up. They could have tied it up, and the guy they had, their attackman, was dodging on me from behind.
Yeah.
He dodged into my body, which was great because I was like 4 inches taller than him and outweighed him by at least 20
20
pounds.
pounds.
So we just sat down.
So I just threw him backwards, checked his stick, got the ground ball, and put like 12 seconds of hang time on that thing. And that ran out the clock. Got a game ball for that. So
All right, well, AJ, thank you for this interview. That
thank you so much for having me, guys.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I've heard
Come back anytime.
great stories about this
You know,
podcast.
if I come back on
boys.
Friday.
Yeah,
Best,
exactly.
best sports podcast I've heard.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Appreciate it.
yeah.
All right. Take us out, bro. Take us out, boys.
Thank you for listening to O Sports on O Radio. Thank you for listening to O Radio. We put the O in radio. Make sure to follow us on social media at O Radio OHS on Instagram.